Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Dad, today is something really interesting that I think you viewers will love. What are we doing today, Dad?
Well, for me, Dan, it's a trip down memory lane. We're going through the decades, and we're picking a player from each year, each season rather. Your standout player, and you picking your team. Now,
That's
I'll
right.
tell you something, Dan.
There are there are quite a lot of players to choose from, and I say again what you said then, Dad. What we're doing is our favourite players in each position, right? But they can't be in the same year, right? So I think that these could be some good teams. I've got a feeling you may win because I feel like you've got some players you can pull out of nowhere. But we've got to admit, Dad, you've got to have seen them play live. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a difficult one for me, really, because I've gone down memory lane, and bearing in mind that when I first started to watch the Albion, we were a force to be reckoned with, and we were in Europe, and we've been playing would have been like the qualifying rounds for the Champions League, and some of the players, Dan, that just goes to show why I love this club.
Exactly.
There's some outstanding players, many right who have had to drop, and we could go on for
Should we just get into it?
Go for it.
Right then, Dad, I'll let you go first, actually. Who's in goal for you?
Well, I was brought up on the era of Tony Godden, and he wasn't he wasn't really tall in stature, but I thought he was ace. Now, his kicking weren't the world's best, but shot stopping, he was great. And here's a fun fact for you: he never used to wear goalie gloves. Well, I tell a lie, he did wear goalie gloves, but not always. And I liked him, he gave confidence to the defenders around him. And you wait till you see my defending.
All
Well, who you got then?
Of course, mine in goal, I grew up watching him mostly, was Ben Foster. You got to admit that Fozzie was unbelievable in goal. And consistently played over, I don't know, like a 7-year span with Albion, really. I've gone for the 2011-12 season where he kept 10 clean sheets. That's the year I've gone for. But you got to admit that some of the saves he made in that period of the Albion Premier League was amazing.
Yeah, good. He's good, confident goalkeeper, and bags of confidence, backed up by the experience. And don't forget, England international. But you know, over the years, again, we've had some good keepers. I know this is going to be controversial. I was umming and ahhing whether to put Nigel Spink, because I know he played for the Villa, I know that. But
Yeah, I'd say that, yeah.
A very good keeper. But yeah, it's a difficult one. Like Stuart Naylor was another one I was going to put in, or that would have been Dealey.
What did you think of Scott Carson at the Albion?
It was okay. I'll tell you who I also liked at the Albion was Chris Kirkland.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sticking with Tony Godden. I'll be interested to see the older generation, what they think. But
I'm waiting for the young ones, aren't I, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Right back. I've got interested now. I've switched about it because I'm not too sure. There was a really consistent right back in my era, really, being an Albion fan. So I've gone for that, Craigie Dawson. I think the amount of time you saw him in the Premier League, especially against Arsenal, when the ball comes in the box, bam, it's in the back of their header. You got to admit, he's just quality.
Yeah, he's still going now, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're not going to mention who he plays, but yeah, I always felt very confident with him, Dan. And he still is an accomplished player. He got some goals as well, some very important goals.
Exactly.
He's one for you now. You might not know this, right? What a cultured defender, for me. Right back, Brendan Marston.
Yeah.
He was a silky, smooth defender. Now, I'll tell you what. Now, I know you wouldn't have watched him. I know you know the name, but
Yeah.
Obviously he made up the 3 degrees of him. And I won't go on any further because he ruins my team. But a cultured right back.
What was best by him then?
He was just Mr. Composed. He was very accomplished, great awareness, footballing brain, athleticism, passing of the ball. Everything about him oozed confidence. And you know damn well when you saw the back four, you thought would be all right today.
Fair enough. Okay then, Dad, do you want to go first, centre backs, or me?
Well, I was going to go left back.
Oh, I'll do left back first.
I'm going to do my left back.
Okay, all right. You go first. I'll go second on left back. Go on then, left back.
This is one for the oldies. Stay them, England. Stay them, England. We used to have a left back called Derek Statham, and I'll tell you what, he did play for England, but unfortunately, there was a player called Kenny Sampson You know Kenny Sampson, didn't you?
Yeah.
And hundreds of England, not hundreds, sorry, a large amount of England caps, but Derek Statham. I tell you something, he was outstanding, Mr. Dependable, Dan. Rock solid at the back, he was. I remember it as if it was yesterday. Yeah, great player, Dan. Very accomplished, very competent, very, very good footballing brain. And I'll tell you what, he had a lot for a left back.
Fair enough. I've gone 10-11 season. I'm pretty sure we bought him off the Villa, didn't we? Mickey Shorey. I feel like there's not the greatest left backs really in my opinion. It's all like all right, done the job type of people. I thought Mickey Shorey was perfect at left back. What do you think?
Yeah, underrated, Dan. Decent player. Yeah, I think that the trouble is when you do this, you're going to miss players out that probably should deserve to be there. But you can do it again. But yeah, I like that.
Right then, centre backs.
You go on, you first.
Me first. For me, it's got to be these two. It was a tough one because I was actually going to put Jonas Olsen in, but it had to be straight away. Gareth McCauley and Johnny Evans. Those two at the back. Oh my word. And you got to remember, Dad, how old was Gareth McCauley? He was at the Albion. He's getting on a bit. And I think when he got older, he got better, didn't he? Yo, G-Mac.
You know, that's a good shout, that. G-Mac always thought he was Mr. Dependable. Solid defender. But again, we have been, over the years, we have been blessed. Go on, sorry, mate.
I was going to say, I've got a song for you. Gareth McCauley.
He was an excellent player. Was he at Northern Ireland international?
That's right, he was. Yeah, I think he scored one of the goals for Northern Ireland. They won the World Cups or Euros. I think it's Euros.
That's right. He's not ironic. You two are the Irish connection you got.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to admit, Johnny Evans was class. He was amazing for us. I think I know why. Actually, go on.
This is very interesting for me because I've gone for Johnny Evans, and I've gone for the old stalwart, iconic John Wyle. Now I don't know whether you remember, but he played an FA Cup game. Badly injured his head and had some bandage round with blood seeping down in the 70s. But yeah, he for me and he's my captain as well, John Wildman. But Johnny Evans, what a Rolls Royce of a player! Yeah, turns out he's a bit of a hypochondriac. I was listening to something Tony Pulis had put out, but accomplished. He was outstanding, Dan. I wish we'd have seen a lot more of him. But yeah, for me, Johnny Evans, Johnny Wall, right, again, put his head...
I'm going for you, Dad. With Johnny Wall, who would you say, for nowadays, who would he be like, player-wise, resembling-wise?
Oh, he'd be better than Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, you reckon?
Yeah, even more accomplished than Van Dijk. He would just have the lockdown. And he was a commanding figure. I was going to put Ali Robertson at the back, but no. But yeah, great players. Johnny Evans, Johnny Wyle. Oh, we would have been.
Guys, make sure you put down below what your team would be because we're really interested, aren't we, Dad?
We are. That's what it's all about, mate.
Okay then. So, what formation are you going for? 4-4-2 was it?
Yeah, I've gone for a basic 4-4-2. But with an opportunity to switch it, because you wait till you see my lineup and you'll...
Right, so I've gone for 2 CDMs, I've gone for 4-2-3-1 formation, and the 2 CDMs, Dad. My opinion, these are quality today.
You wait till you see mine.
Jakob, for me, was amazing in midfield. I think, for me, his main attribute was tackling. Every time in midfield, I think I'm not sure it was one year, but I know he's up there one of the best tacklers in the Premier League. And this one, Dad, you've got to admit, he was one of your favourites, Darren Fletcher. I know he went to Stoke and it didn't look like good, but when he's at the Albion, he was amazing for Pulis.
Yeah, good shout that is, Dan. Jakob, I don't disagree with that. Whenever you say Jakob, I think of a player who bites at people's heels.
And I've gone for that who was actually going to make the team, but I couldn't put him in the same years because there were so many people in the same years as him, was Yusuf Malundu. What a man he was at the Albion.
Yeah, again, we have had some decent ones because, let me just finish yours off. So you got Jakob, and then who's the other one?
Jakob and Darren Fletcher.
Darren Fletcher. You know what? He epitomised the true professional footballer. He commanded dressing room. He commanded respect. He some of the football he played.
You know what? It's really weird actually thinking about it, Dad. We were on about the other day, weren't we, about the transfer business? Look at that now. Look, we got Johnny Evans from Man United, Darren Fletcher. What 2 great signings they were for the Albion.
Yeah, Fletcher was a player where I just admired him. I used to watch him, everything he used to do. I remember saying to you, watch him, he's got the light. Now, it's quite funny because we go from, I think he was a Scotland captain at one stage, Darren Fletcher, you know.
That's right, yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'll let you go on. Go on.
Oh, I tell you something, Dan. It's been really difficult for me because over the years, I mean, I could have had Derek McInnes, who was our old captain in midfield. He had some bites. Could have had Robert Hopkins, who come from the Blues. But listen. Could have had Mozza as well. Could have had.
Mozza. He was on my shortlist as well.
Really? None other than Brian Robson, Captain Marvel for England. I've seen him in an Albion shirt, Dan. Oh my word! I'll never forget. You know, trouble is you're going to get me down memory lane now. When I was a lot younger than you were, there used to be a magazine called Looking, and I remember at school, if it was raining, you had to sit in school and I never forget. I was going through the pages of this magazine and looking, picture of Brian Robson in lovely blue and white, ripped it out and took it over.
I like that.
Anyway, you got Brian Robson, Chrissy Brunt, Brian Robson.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Chrissy Brunt. Yeah.
But tell you what, Brian Robson does a job of probably two or three players. He got stuck in watching him play. Dan, where he got his energy from? But he, for me, Dan. Bearing in mind, again, I was a lot younger than you and I used to watch him, but watching Brian Robson, never forget he scored this backheeled goal. It's in the Smethwick end at the time. And he backheeled a goal against Liverpool. Broke me heart the day. Broke me down. But Chrissy Brunt, what he couldn't do with a football.
Actually, as you got on Chris Brunt, he's in my team, but I've put him on the right. Brunt, who was amazing for us. You got to admit that. He's one of our left foot. I'm pretty sure I think he's up there for most assists in the Premier League, isn't he?
Yeah. Again, you know, I actually thought he didn't get enough credit whilst he was the player. So
I fully agree with you.
Do you remember the ones when they got coins thrown at him?
Yeah, that Redden that was.
Yeah. He epitomised everything. Don't forget, one of the longest serving players as well.
Exactly, yeah. I think I picked the 09-10 season, out of 40 games. Have a guess how many goals he had?
Go on.
13 goals, 8 assists. That is solid numbers, really, in the champion, isn't
it? I think he was probably one of the best passers of the ball I've seen in an Albion team.
Next one for you.
Well, I'm going to have on the left wing a player called Peter Barnes, again, England international. Oh, damn. He was outstanding. He had everything. So you used to get Derek Statham, the England left, would have been the England left back, get the ball, pass it out to Peter Barnes. He'd jinx his way through players. We were a class act then, Dan. Oh, man.
Yeah. It makes me jealous. I can't listen to this, Dad. It makes me jealous. I've gone for in camp to me, Dad. You got to admit, he could be coming back. It is Mateus Pereira. It has to be, really. The season in the Premier League, Dad. Yeah, I mean, let's think about it. If we have Pereira in the Prem, right, what do you think would happen to us? The game against Chelsea, Southampton, he was on fire. The list could go on, Dad. You got me.
He brought something different, didn't he? He literally upped his game, and I think he made everybody else play that better, to that better level. Because I tell you what, there are times when you're thinking, bloody hell.
Exactly. Dad, in 33 games, he got 11 goals and 6 assists. And we still went down. He pretty much carried us, didn't he?
Yeah, he was good, Dan. I'll never forget being I think it was Charlton with you and seeing him playing. I thought,
yeah. Right, Dad, next one for you.
Yeah, here's one for you. I don't know whether you remember this one. On the right wing.
Go on.
God rest his soul, Laurie Cunningham. Oh, Dan. He was an athlete. I think he was a player before his time. He actually went to Real Madrid.
That's what I'd say, Real Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, he played for Man United as well. Tragically lost his life too young, but Dan, he was the original John Barnes.
How much did he go for in the end to Real Madrid?
I think it's $1 million, probably $1 million plus, but he had brilliant. I tell you something, you pass the ball out to him on both flanks, right? You'd have Albion wingers, and they'd just do the stuff. So just thinking about Laurie Cunningham in an Albion shirt, particularly the green and yellow. Oh, yeah. Damn. Happy days, mate.
Okay, next one for me. I've gone this. In my opinion, if we see this man back in action, I think it'd be amazing. I've gone for Brady being Ghana, Dad. The Champions season we went out, he was on flames. I don't know if I showed a video, but the clip when I think the ball goes over to him from Ferguson, and he chests it down, and he goes all over his head. There's a Carl that flicks it over him. Oh, it was amazing. That was him in that season with Pereira was amazing. You got to admit, his tricks and skills.
It's a shame,
realistically, it was the reason why we went up, especially against QPR in the last game.
I do agree. It's a shame, because when he first come to the club, I thought, blimey, I know the West Ham fans were livid that they let him go, and he showed so much promise. He's still in his locker. He's got a lot to give us, Dan. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we want in that loan season. That's what in that loan season we want that Brady back, because if he does that,
again, the thing, some of the things he can do with the football as well. I think he streets ahead of a lot of the Albion players at the moment. Very good call, he's done.
Go on, that's one for you.
Now you're talking the strike force now, Dan.
You got two strikers. I've got one striker. Go on.
You ready for this? For a? I
think I know. I think we've matched actually. Go on.
This is potency. This is right. We've got none other than the bomber himself, Tony Brown.
Hey, Bob Brown.
Dan, he was the one who came up with the phrase that, in other words, if you don't shoot, you're not going to score. In other words, if you don't buy a ticket, you never win the raffle. He had a lot. He was striker personified. And then this is going to be controversial, right? Because he wasn't with us for that long. But my goodness me, a young Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, he's in my team, big Rob. He was mental, wasn't he?
That game against Man United, the 5-5 draw.
You'll never be that, will you? You'll never. I actually read up on this, right? I think he has something like 35 games for the Albion. Have a guess how many goals?
Like 20 odd.
17? That's unbelievable numbers, isn't it? It's unbelievable numbers.
That's why I get so annoyed with DK. He's very present, right? But he could run with the ball, he could head it, he could muscle people out the way. But don't forget, though, it's been so difficult because we've had Bobby Taylor, we've had Big Cyril Regis, we've had Lee Hughes, we've had Jason Roberts.
And for me, Dad, right, for me in my period, right, you could have had, again, you got your big Roms, you got Dwight Gale in that season. When realistically, we should have probably brought him back, but we didn't. Then you got Berahino, Dad. You got to admit, he was unbelievable. Yeah, and then you want to know what name escaped you, Dad?
Come on.
Super Kev.
It does. It doesn't because I've undone it hard. Dan. He'd be on my reserve list. When England do the World Cup squad.
Listen, guys, if you're still watching right now, how on earth have I not put my idol Shane Long in there? And another one I can't believe I've missed out is Zoltan Gira. Make sure you put in the comments any more we've missed, guys. Carry on the video.
We could do another one on all the forwards, but yeah, Dan, for me, Tony Brown, Romelu Lukaku, right? Just remind me of
my strike force. I've gone for one up top. I've gone for Big Rom, the big man up top. Right, but Dad, I've gone for you, and I want you for the views as well. Who would be your manager, Dad?
I'm glad you said that. There's no doubt in my mind.
Who?
Big Ron Atkinson.
Would it?
Yeah. Again, I know he'd come back and he dropped us in it, but we played with so much confidence and flair. Don't forget, we could have won the league the one year.
Yeah.
But for me, Dan, Mego would have been a very close second.
And I thought you said Mexon. Yeah, I thought you said Mexon.
Very,
for me,
close.
Dan, in my period, I think we've both got to agree, the more modern for me anyway, is between either Stevie Clark or Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, good shout.
People say, and it's up for debate really, it's all about that Roy Hodgson brought the team together and Steve Clark really took the baton and then carried us on up the league. And that's why he finished about 8th that season, I'm pretty sure. But it could be why Steve Clark was the reason why we went up there. What do you think, Dad? Was it Steve Clark or was it more Roy Hodgson?
I think Roy Hodgson did do an awful lot. However, I don't think Stevie Clark ever got the credit or ever will get the credit.
Exactly. He was amazing.
We finished 8th, I think, underneath him.
That's right, we did, yeah. It was what a season that was. As you said, it was the Man United 5-5 draw. One of the best games I've ever seen.
Well, it just goes to show now that, obviously Roy Hodgson's still going. I always felt with Roy that he had a really good footballing brain and he knew how to organise the team. And I always think that the biggest danger we had with Roy was being taken by England, which inevitably happened.
Yeah.
But I think the shout that you've just come out with there, great, yeah, unbelievable, Dan. But no, the only reason I've gone with Ron Atkinson is because there's so many big characters in this
I get you.
That I've got that he commands a bit of respect. Where Mego, I think he'd fall out with a lot of them. But
Yeah.
Mego.
To finish off, right, guys, make sure you put in the comments what you think as well. Give me a player that you've seen live at the Hawthorns. You think, oh my god, like he's got a cracker, or he just performed really well. Give me one player. I'll give mine first if you want to see what your thinking time. But straight away for me, that it's got to be Gareth Bale for Tottenham. Him down the Hawthorns by the 1 year for, oh my word. His power, his speed, and a shot on his mouth. Who do you think?
Well, you stole me thunder because he would have been one of them, but I can't pronounce his name properly. When I first saw Chelsea play Iron Robin.
Robin, yeah.
Oh, man.
On his days, amazing.
It was electrifying. Then again, a very young Ronaldo. Remember when Man United comes, he was doing all these steps.
That's right, yeah.
And then Man United and the Albion fans were giving him pelters. But that's it. You know, I have to think about that one because I've seen a load over the year. I remember seeing Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah. What was he like?
Excellent. Graham Simmons. I remember seeing him. But don't forget, seeing Brian Robson down, my hero in the flesh for the Albion.
Yeah, guys, make sure you put down in the comments what you think. That anything to finish off?
Yeah, listen, I know we've rambled on. I know it's all about opinions. There's no right or wrong. I would really welcome some feedback. And even if you could do your team and your formations, we'd have it. Well, it's only a laugh. It's killing a bit of time before the new season starts. But all that's left for me to say, Dan.
Guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and peace, and it's showtime!